Welcome out to another episode of It's All Been Done Radio Hour. This week we have Chapter 1 of Privates for you. I am super excited that this miniseries has made it to the podcast. I think you're going to like it. We are titling it Privates X Marks the Spot. XEX marks the spot. It's a 6-episode miniseries. It was our first standalone self-contained miniseries. I think that was, not part of a segment that's already ongoing. And I think it went very, very well. I think we're going to look for another way to bring Privates back here in the near future. So enjoy this Chapter 1, but before we get to that, we want to thank It's All Been Done Presents, our parent network, which has podcast, written work, video series, and more. One of the podcasts on the network is Marian's Macabre Review. You may recognize the outro guy, Keith Jackson, because he stars in Privates, and he's also been in It's All Been Done Radio Hour for a long time. He plays Admiral Jameson, Universe Journey. He plays Commissioner Carl Darling on The Top-Notch Tangler. He plays Pat Schock in Morning Show, and he's going to be playing Alfredo in Daniel Kravitz's Chosen One. You haven't heard that, but we've performed it several times. Just lots of great characters. So he does intro, and then his wife, Marianne, hosts a podcast about all things horror, movies, board games, all kinds of stuff. We highly recommend you check that out. Subscribe to Marianne's Macabre Review. We also want to thank MadLab Theater, our host site. Next show, next Saturday, September 14th, 5 p.m. Hope we'll see you there. And we'd like to thank Circle 270 Media, which this podcast is a part of. Now enjoy Privates.
Our next feature tonight is Privates, Chapter 1. This miniseries starts with Detective Jake Cotton in his office late at night, alone.
My story begins with a dame. Don't they always? But this particular dame was special. Well, not special in the traditional sense, and mayhaps, but special to me. Mayhaps? Who uses mayhaps anymore? And why not? I mean, yeah, it sounds dumb. But it was commonly used at one point. It had to be, or I wouldn't have been mixing around with the booze and the dame in my brain to have it spill out in front of me now. But back to the dame. Dame Judy Bench, to be exact. She was a looker, meaning she liked to look around and get her nose into everyone's business, which was quite a feat, given how dainty and petite her nose was. I mean, it was almost freakishly small. So, on this night, it was raining, and Dame Judy found me where she always finds me. If she's looking, that is, in my office.
Jake.
Judy?
Jake.
Judy.
Are we just gonna beat around the bush?
I'm making my policy never to beat on or around a bush.
Mine prefers to be caressed.
You are filthy.
And then I trim it.
Why? I prefer it untrimmed.
It obscures my window if I don't.
Well, you're obscuring my door.
You sure know how to make a girl feel welcome.
Do you see a Matt?
No. I see a Jake.
Well, I see a Judy. But I'd rather not.
No one's asking you to.
And yet you're here.
Only because I need your help.
I know.
How do you know?
Because you're here.
Can a girl just stop by?
Late at night? In the rain? Maybe, if the girl's not you.
Well, I'm the one who's here.
So I've noticed.
It's about time you've noticed me.
Not that old chestnut again.
I'm not a brunette any longer. I dyed it red.
I see. It looks good on you.
Thank you.
Would look better on the floor.
Excuse me?
The ground floor. Not up here in my office.
Oh, I need your help.
You said that.
But you haven't helped.
How could I? You haven't told me what you need.
Even when I do tell you what I need, you never give it to me.
I gave you plenty.
Good and plenty, but not what I need.
Are we here to rehash failed relationships past, or because you need help?
The latter from the former.
Then tell me what you need.
Right now, I need a man that can find my spot.
I never had any trouble finding your spot.
True, and I need you to do it again.
Let me clear the desk.
Why?
So I can find your spot.
My spot isn't on your desk.
It should be.
That would be convenient, but then I wouldn't need your help finding her.
Her? That's kinky.
No, she was groomed just yesterday.
I think we're talking about two different things.
We always are.
You meant your leopard.
Yes. Sorry to make your lap hard.
I'll get over it. A few more shots and I won't feel a thing.
Oh, what else is new?
The papers, they're always new.
Especially because they aren't papers anymore. But I have her papers and they aren't new.
Leave them with me. I'll find your spot.
I knew you would.
Always like a bench to press.
Excuse me?
You're just like your mother.
Leave my mother out of this.
I'd be happy to. Except if your spot has gone missing, she's on my list.
She always did like you.
And I liked her. Almost as much as she liked your spot.
But it couldn't have been her. She's out of the country.
Oh? Where did suspect number 1 go?
Timbuktu.
Well, when she gets back, we 3 should get together for a drink.
Fine. She'd like that.
Now, on to your spot.
Yes. I came home this evening and she was gone. Just like my love for you.
You don't mean that.
You're the one who's mean.
Obviously not. I'm willing to help you find your spot, aren't I?
So you'll take the case?
I'll take it wherever it needs to go.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why would you help me after things ended so badly between us?
Maybe they can begin again.
If that's why you're doing this, then I'll find someone else.
You haven't already?
No. You're not easy to replace.
I know.
Don't let it go to your head.
You always did.
Not enough. Call me when you've got something.
I may just call you before.
Don't bother.
It's never a bother.
Goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Judy. And just like that, she was out my door as quickly as she'd blown in. And me. Away, that is. Though she was quick in the other sense, too, once upon a time. Which is appropriate, as we're now at the beginning of the story. Past the preamble, before the meat gets good. Like a perfectly charred steak. Medium rare. Hold the ketchup. Which I needed to do with an associate of Judy's mom. Judy may have been certain her mother wasn't involved, but I wasn't. Cordelia Bench loved her daughter, but she also may have loved the leopard more. She tried to buy Spot for her coat many a time, and Judy had always refused. But maybe Cordelia had finally taken matters into her own hands and gotten the pelt she so richly desired. And an expensive one at that. Would it cost her her daughter's love? I had to know. And not just because I'd love to cover all of Judy's spots again, but because it was the right thing to do. And if there's one thing Detective Jake Cotton does, it's the right thing. Until this story took a sharp left. But that's for another time.
Will our detective find Spot the leopard? Come back next month for Chapter 2 of Privates.
It's Almond Radio Hour number 193, Privates. X marks the spot, Chapter 1, first episode of Privates. Starred Keith Jackson as Jake and Kristin Green as Judy. It was narrated by Chris Allen. Our Foley Artist is Seamus Talty. It was written by Jerome Wetzel and directed by Nick Arganbright. Our technical director is Shane Stefanchik, music director Kristin Green, theme songs composed by Nathan Haley, the Privates music and additional music and radio hour are composed by Kristin Green. Please check out our website, it's allbeendoneradiohour.com, and follow us on social media. Have a great week.
That rep is the baddest bitch that you'll ever see. She is sexy and so tough, she'll even, Is it time to start the halftime show?
That's great.
Are they just gonna beat around the bush?
I'm making my policy never to beat around sorry. I'm making my policy never to beat on or around a bush. A few more shots and I won't feel a thing.
What else is new?
The papers, they're always new.
Did you not reread this one either?
No, I didn't.
Oh no.
There's some more coming up for you.
Oh man.
This is your type of sketch.
And just like that, she was out my door as quickly as she'd blown in. And me, okay.
It's All Been Done presents.
Who's got the time?